I'm meteorologist John Marshall, updating on Hurricane Joaquin, which continues to strengthen over the eastern areas of the Bahamas. This storm is rapidly developing. You can see by the central dense overcast, it's like a buzzsaw in the western Atlantic, just east of the Bahamas. The storm is working toward the west and unfortunately will affect portions of the central Bahamas. They are now under a hurricane warning. You've been hearing about it. What is this storm going to do? Well, there's two trains of thought right now. One batch of computer models, and it's a lot of them, take the storm up and toward the Carolina coast. The other lone model, the European, very reliable, for the fourth run in a row, takes the storm harmlessly out to sea. So, what is the meteorologist to do here? Well, we're looking at this information, and we're going to think that the upper level high that is located to the north of Joaquin, here's the United States right here. We're going to look down to the south and west. There is the upper level low. This is the jet stream, folks. Here is an area of high pressure. There is an upper level low over the southeastern portion of the country. Joaquin, well, with the European model, this is the latest one, bumps up toward the high pressure, stalls, and then begins to move to the north with a weakness. As the high pressure drifts offshore, here's the area of low pressure that most of the other computer models get caught up on, and the hurricane gets captured by the steering flow of that area of low pressure. Again, that's the European model. We're going to take a look at the GFS right now, and this is at the surface. So an American model that has been showing a landfall over the eastern United States for let's say the last 2 or 3 runs. Here is Joaquin. It stalls, it moves northwest. Here is the Carolina coastline, South and North Carolina, makes landfall at Cape Fear, North Carolina, sometime around Sunday morning. Lots of rain. This would be a devastating blow to the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and then the storm weakens and then moves up toward our area as maybe a tropical storm Sunday into Monday. So, 2 trains of thought. All of these models that bring the storm to the Carolina coast, one lone model, the European, again, very reliable, predicted many storms, including Sandy's arrival, days in advance. But that storm, as the European I showed you earlier, is way out to sea. So, we're going to keep the chance of rain in the forecast for, not tomorrow, actually tomorrow may be a nice day, but for Friday into Saturday morning. We're going to get into that in a moment. But the National Hurricane Center track, this is as of 11 a.m. On your Wednesday, takes the storm as a Category 3 with winds of 115 miles an hour on Saturday at 8 o'clock in the morning, moves it north, weakens a bit to a Category 2, and then the cone of uncertainty, this yellow area, broadens out as you go through time, but we are included in it. Again, this track is from the National Hurricane Center. It is not our meteorologists' tracks that we often use or don't use. So we're going to see if this does pan out. Right now, folks, though, it's really a tough call. If this were to pan out, this track, and again, the era, day 5, let's say 4 or 5 days out, the era does grow larger and larger within where this thing will make landfall. Remember, the European, well offshore, all the other models hitting the Carolina coast, and then we getting the remaining effect from the storm. So let's take a look at our 5-day forecast right now, and you will see that we have an area of low pressure that we will be working toward the area from the south and west later on Friday. But for Thursday, clouds and some sun, 64 degrees. Really no rain in the forecast for your Thursday. Friday, with that front offshore and that energy coming up from the south and west, we're going to reintroduce the chance of rain. It doesn't look to be as heavy as once thought for Friday. Cool, 55 degrees. That's all the thermometer will read that day. Very windy, winds gusting up to 40 miles an hour. This rain is not in association with Joaquin. It's in association with the frontal boundary offshore and the upper level low, pushing a ton of moisture our way. Saturday right now, as we see it, morning rain, possibly some afternoon sun, still windy, 65. Right now, Sunday into Monday, man, I cannot ignore the European model that takes it out to sea. I've got to tell you this, I just cannot ignore it. I am including a chance of rain and maybe some wind as well, with temperatures in the mid-60s. Folks, please stay tuned to the forecast. Has the confidence level grown? Well, it has for tomorrow. We're not looking at a lot of rain, maybe peaks of sun. It also has grown for Saturday. Morning rain, possibly giving some sunshine during the afternoon hours. The big question mark is Sunday into Monday when the hurricane gets north. Does it make landfall at the Carolinas or does it go out to sea? Folks, if it goes out to sea, beautiful days Sunday and Monday, yes, with some wind because of the difference in pressure from the area of high pressure over Canada and the low pressure down to the south. So again, stay tuned to the forecast. We'll try to fine-tune it as we go through time. But I'm meteorologist John Marshall. You can get updates at www.johnmarshallweather.com.